Hi everybody, Andy with Wilderness Systems Pro Staff. I'm here today to talk to you about offshore kayak fishing gear essentials. I have here in front of me the gear that I take with me every time that is essential no matter what species you're chasing or where you're fishing. Anytime you go offshore, this is the stuff that I always have with me. Starting with probably one of the most important ones, your PFD. I always wear it. Very essential piece of equipment to have, whether it's offshore or any fishing you do, but especially offshore in the ocean. I do keep some other gear attached to it at all times. I do have my signaling device, a whistle that's always here in this front pocket attached. Carry a kayak dive knife, a handy tool to have out there. Next thing that I carry always on my PFD is VHF marine radio. This is really as essential as the PFD nowadays. You can find them for, this unit was about $100. This is really your most viable means of communication out there if you needed to call for help. Some people do carry cell phones. Usually there may not be reception. You may have it wrapped up in a hatch. I do carry this attached to my PFD. Really, if you get separated from the boat, it does you no good if it's with it and you can't get back to it. So, important piece of gear to have. Next, hand-operated bilge pump. Just a simple pump, floating. I added a little extra piece of tubing. This right here could be the difference between you swimming back to shore or paddling back to shore in your boat if you were to take on water for some reason. So, another essential piece of gear to have. I have a fish finder GPS combo on my kayak. Some people do, a lot of people do. They're very handy to have out there. I wouldn't say they're essential, but the part that is essential is the GPS. You need some sort of navigational aid out there, whether it's the GPS in your fish finder, or I do carry a handheld GPS as backup. And I also carry just a good old-fashioned compass. You know, when batteries fail, when all else fails, you always have your compass. So it's important to have some sort of navigational aid with you. Next, I do have a little emergency kit that I keep in a dry bag up in the front hatch. I've got in it a couple items. First aid kit, very important. I carry some gloves, some glow sticks as another signaling device, an energy bar, packable windbreaker. You really can, you know, pack this to suit your needs for the conditions that you're fishing in, but definitely a good piece of gear to have. Next, got a gaff, got my fish grips, and a net. So some way to land fish. You know, hopefully if you're offshore, you're looking for big fish and you find them, you've got to have a way to land them and subdue them safely. So I do carry a gaff. This is probably my favorite fish landing equipment to use. I do have my grips on here as well, and I also carry a net. So one of the reasons I carry a net is here in California, Fish and Game regs do require any vessel on the ocean to carry a landing net. So it's important to know your local regulations as they may contain a piece of gear that Fish and Wildlife deems essential. So definitely important to know those and carry that gear. So, and another essential piece of gear, pliers. Got to have a nice set of pliers. Very handy out there for a lot of reasons, so something I always carry with me. And last but not least, proper dress. So when you're out there, you need to dress properly for the environment that you're going to be fishing in, the conditions that you're going to be fishing in. In general, cotton is not really a good idea. Sweatshirts, denim, things of that nature. I have a wetsuit that I typically wear. I have my buff sun gator here, booties. So it's definitely important to be dressed for the proper conditions. So, and that is the things that I carry with me every time. There's definitely a lot of gear that we take out there, depending on what species you're after. So, but this is the stuff no matter where or when I go or what I'm after, I always have this with me. So, and you know, while it's not essential, it certainly isn't a bad idea if you're going offshore to be in a Wilderness Systems thresher. So, thanks for watching. Tight lines.